Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Right now, I am at the Boston Abilities Expo with
Karen Roy, Miss Wheelchair America.
Yeah, she is Miss Wheelchair America 2019. As you guys know, Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania 2018. So me and Karen competed against each other in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yes, sort of. Yeah, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This summer, and pretty much the moment we met, like we met the day before competition, the moment we met we just like instantly like clicked and got along.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh yay. So as soon as I met her though, I tell everyone this, the moment I met her I instantly looked at her like a role model, and I just was like, you know, I just was like, wow, like I hope to be her in 30 years, pretty much. So I was like, all right, you know, me and her.
You make me cry.
But she has just done so much. She's been through so much, and I mean, she's absolutely incredible to me. So I'm very excited to call her my friend, and it made complete sense to me when she won Miss Wheelchair America. I couldn't have been happier. It was the perfect choice. It made sense to me, and I was like, all right. And I went into the competition saying what's meant to be will be.
Yeah.
And it just made sense. And she won the Lifetime Achievement Award and Miss Congeniality. So that just says the type of person she is also, and why
I wasn't
she won.
talking about her award, but she won People's Choice Award, which is amazing. And not only did she win it, but she like killed it. Like there wasn't even a close second or third, or like she dusted all of it.
Well, I do have to say I got the most amount of votes / money. I set the record, and no one's ever got that much amount in Miss Wheelchair America history. So
there we go.
Yes, I had to. There's my plug for myself.
Yes, I had to bring it up, but yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I figured that it would be awesome to bring her on to my channel for you guys to first meet her, because she's awesome. Do you want to tell them a little bit about your story and stuff, so they know a little bit more about you and your platform and all that stuff?
Sure. I'll give a brief synopsis. I was shot in an armed robbery in 1987 when I was 19 years old. So I am now 50. So I think it was 4 days before I went to the national competition, I turned 50 years old. So after my injury, I was still a student in college. I went back to finish my undergrad in psychology, got my master's in social work, and started having kids in between degrees. They are now 24, 21, and 18. The last one just started college. And I went on, my career was a social worker in hospital, so I did discharge planning and ended up in the rehab, on the rehab unit of a hospital, and that's where I stayed for many, many years. So for the last 3 years I worked for New Motion, and I do
you want to say who New Motion is?
New Motion is, we are a vendor of different types of wheelchair products, complex rehab, so custom power chairs and custom manual chairs. We also now have a medical supply division, and that's I work for medical supply, and I'm an account manager for the Gulf South, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. And I was Miss Wheelchair Louisiana. I was an independent delegate. I wanted to get the program going again, and my platform is about the use of technology to stay healthy. I've utilized standing devices and electrical stem devices and custom cushions to stay healthy for the last 31 years, and I want everyone to have access to those devices. So I thought that it was time for me to take a bigger stand, and so my platform is Stand for Life. And for me that physically means to stand, but overall it means to stand up for the technology that keeps you healthy and that keeps you moving. So I am going to be going to DC in about a week to talk to the people at CMS about covering standing devices and power chairs and seat elevators, which improves function. And I'm going to be going to all around the country to Abilities Expos. I've done a lot in Louisiana. Next week I'll be doing some more spinal cord injury support group meetings locally, and yeah, I just plan to make the most of this opportunity. I feel like it's a huge blessing. The biggest gift of all was not winning the crown, but was winning a group of sisters around the country, and I have a feeling we're always going to have a tight bond. And
I'd have to agree.
Yeah. So I feel really blessed, very blessed to know Barb. Felt exactly the same way, and I really the whole week wasn't feeling like I was in competition with my friends. I was busy learning what we had to learn through the in-services. I was busy getting to know and just having fun. And so I never really, you know, I was nervous on an individual basis to go in and do my own interviews, but it's not like we talked about it. I never felt like, wow, you know, I'm like in it to like meet these girls, and so it was a complete surprise winning. But
how did you hear about Miss Wheelchair America?
I'd been asked to participate in it when we had a state program going on several times, but I was really busy with little kids and being a social worker, and I was already up at 5 a.m. and going to sleep at midnight after doing laundry, and so I really couldn't fit in a whole lot. But now that the last one went to college and all you have to do is send money through Venmo, I got some extra time on my hands, so here we are.
Venmo is the way to go, right? That's so funny. Oh my gosh. So, now what does an independent delegate do in case they don't know?
So an independent delegate, usually you go in and you fill out the application, then you interview over the phone. You take on the responsibility then of becoming state coordinator. So if you choose, if there's no state program in your state, we would love for you to apply to become a state delegate. An independent delegate, sorry, and then you become state coordinator when your reign is over. So then you organize the pageant for the upcoming year and build the program. So because our goal is to have 50, there's an airline crew that's going by. They're really pretty uniforms. So if you want to be an independent delegate, you can apply to be an independent delegate. In 3 years, we'll have our 50th anniversary of Miss Wheelchair America, and we want to have 50 state title holders by the 50th anniversary. So we've got a lot of work to do to get 50. So
yeah. So if anyone's watching and you're interested, totally go ahead and get a hold of me, get a hold of her on her social media pages, whatever you want to do.
KarenRoy.com. My site will be live soon. I'm going to do all
by the time this is up, it'll be up. Yeah. Because I got to edit this. So.
Yeah.
All right. So we felt that because I've been paralyzed for going on 11 years, and she's been paralyzed going on, what, 31 years?
Yeah. 31 years and 4 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always weird to like have your life anniversary, you know what I mean?
Know,
it's like,
it is.
And now, how was it whenever, like for you, whenever you ended up being paralyzed longer than you walked? What was that?
I was really sad. I mean, at first, I was afraid of it, and at first it was like it was a sad day. Like it was like, oh my God, one more year of my life has gone by, and I still can't walk, kind of thing. When I really thought that I would walk again. I guess by the time it was halfway, where I'd been not walking as long as walking, at that point I was way over it. It was kind of like, well, then it just became a celebration. Within about 3 years, I would say it just became more of a celebration of like, that I lived, like that I didn't die the night I got shot. I think it was those first couple of years, but it is weird thinking when you've been not walking longer than you've walked. That's strange.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be really surreal for me.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I think that'll be surreal for me.
It's definitely you're like, but at that point you've got so much experience under your belt and so many successes under your belt, and you realize life is happy. Walking or not walking is really what you make of it.
Exactly.
And you know, hopefully at that point you've got that well under control, and you're ready to celebrate the rest of your life.
Yeah, I have 10 more years to go till I got to mine.
Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah.
It seems like yesterday it just happened though, and it's so weird to think about. Like,
yeah.
It's like time really flies by.
Mine's in 31 years. It doesn't really seem like yesterday. But I can remember vividly being that 19-year-old who was sitting in the quad one day just thinking how amazing my life was, and I remember just being in that moment thinking, wow, the weather is perfect, life is good, wow, everything is just perfect. And then the next day I was nearly dead.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. So life, anything can happen, because she was just a random victim. So, which is crazy. It wasn't like, you know, she did anything or knew anyone.
No, I wasn't drinking that night. I just went with my boyfriend to go listen to music after a football game. Didn't even really want to go, but didn't want my hot boyfriend going to a bar by himself, so I joined him just in case some other girl was gonna like pick up on my boyfriend. And yeah, I mean, I was just minding my own business, and somebody came up from behind me with a gun, hit me over the head, took my $2 that I had in my purse, and then ran off with it. And he did get caught 248 years in Angola, so he's still in prison, and I'm still in a wheelchair.
That's so crazy that he did all that for $2.
Yeah, I guess he thought I looked like I had more money than that, but
You were 19.
I'm in college. I don't have any money.
That's so crazy. So pretty much be grateful for what you have today. Is the lesson with all this, because you never know what's going on.
You could be wearing a crown one day.
Yeah.
Thought.
Yes. Like, I never would have thought in a million years, like, that I would be Miss Wheelchair Pennsylvania. Like, my whole family is just like, this is so crazy. Like,
I surprised myself, to be honest, that I put myself out here as far as I have.
Me too.
So yeah, but only good has come of it. So
exactly, I'm on the same page with that one. So because we both have experience being new injuries and being that vulnerable person right after something really traumatic happens, and being young and naive to things, we felt that it would be a good thing to talk about women in wheelchairs and just protecting yourself from different threats. Different.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that there's a segment of the population that unless you've been in a chair or you know someone who has been in a chair, that you don't know that this is a thing, but there is a thing. That there are men and women who have a particular interest sexually for women not in wheelchairs with paralysis. It could be quad, it could be para, and it also a lot of times it can be an amputee. And it's a fetish. There's really no other way to say it.
And it also females can have it also, and men can be fetishized, I guess.
Right,
too. Is
absolutely.
That the word?
Yeah, and I don't think it, whether it's like, you know, I don't think it gender-wise. I think it could be the attraction can be from either gender, toward either gender.
Yeah, and like, I personally had experience with it when I first got injured, and I didn't know it was a thing. And I kind of was like, this is weird. And I was engaged at the time, so I had my fiance and everything, but they would like more or less harass me, and I didn't know what it was about. And finally,
Social media.
Yeah, I learned what it was about more, and they pretty much, what I gathered is like these individuals, they kind of get off on our struggles, and they don't really necessarily look at us as much as they look at our disability.
Yeah, I would say it's more, they're objectifying us, so they're not really interested in the actual person, what they do or don't like, and it may not matter to them at all what you look like, but it's really more, they're strictly attracted to the disability part of you, the fact that your feet don't work, the fact that your legs don't work, and the way we have to pick up our legs and move around. And so they may ask you questions on social media like, how do you have to transfer? Can you feel from your waist down? Or do you have spasms? I've had that question asked me in Messenger before, and that immediately gives away the fact, and they enter the guise of, I think you're beautiful, blah, 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 butter you up a little bit, and then get to those questions.
Yeah. They also will ask questions about your bowel and bladder.
Yeah.
They asked me that before. It's weird. I will tell people about it because that is a struggle of mine, and I feel like there was no information out there for women when I was looking for it, and still look for it.
Which is why we're doing this, and why Barb really wanted to do this video, because when she was looking for answers to questions, the subjects that are touchy, nobody really wants to put a video out on them. And we don't want to offend anyone for what their attraction is, but we do want people to be careful of profiles that exist, that, you know, check the profiles if you are concerned, and you don't want a bunch of people on your social media that might be following you just because of your disability and because they have an attraction to it. You may want to look a little more closely at a profile before you accept a friend request, because a lot of them you'll see with all of their friends, and it's a male and all of their friends are females in wheelchairs. That's like red flag number one.
Exactly. Yep. Also, when you go and look at their page and they do not have like anything posted, and all you see is maybe like a couple people saying happy birthday every year, and that's all that's posted on the wall.
And random pictures of like sayings and maybe sporting events, and no other real actual activities that include other real friends.
Yeah.
It's probably fake.
Yeah, and also they sometimes will hide their friends lists. So you may have mutual friends with them, so you'll see that, but don't necessarily go off of what your mutual friends are doing, because your mutual friends may not care and just accept whoever. So that doesn't automatically mean you're going to know the person. And even like sometimes even if you know the person, possibly, they will steal pictures of girls in wheelchairs and stuff and make fake profiles on them and stuff to try and bait you in and everything too, and that's kind of not to be right. I think the ultimate take home is we want you guys to know they exist, and we want you guys to know that they can become very like pushy. Yeah, obsessed and pushy. And, you know, I feel like they need to take it down a notch, because they may not be meaning to like harm us or anything, but how they go about it is completely wrong. And they need to...
It's very scary.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, and like they need to take it down a notch, because it really creeps out. Like if they admire us and they like, you know, really genuinely care about us as a population, the majority of the population of females in wheelchairs are scared.
Yeah, we're a vulnerable population, so we're already a little bit at risk for, you know, defending ourselves. I was followed for a year, and this was a little bit prior to the big, huge social media. My child was about 3, my youngest is 3, so it's about 15 years ago. But a man followed me, and he was a minister. I didn't know him, and I didn't know he was a minister at the time, but he followed me. I started to realize that everywhere I went, and I was in different, I live in Louisiana, we have parishes, so I was like in one parish for work and another parish living. And everywhere I was, he was there in the parking lot. And then when people would see him or point in his direction, he would take off, which made me feel like that he was planning on doing something wrong, that he was planning on harming me. He followed me for over a year. He ended up getting arrested for stalking, and then he worked for a church that moved him off to another state. But if you are watching me from a distance and you take off when someone approaches you, I'm assuming you're going to do harm to me, and I'm going to call the police.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, just keep your eyes open when you're out in public.
Yeah.
Because she didn't even get harassed online, it was in public, you know? And always be aware all the time, be on the lookout, take protection with you of any sort, whether that be like, you know what, brass knuckles, or, you know, pepper spray, or whatever, taser.
Yeah.
If that would make you feel better, you always, just because you never know, and it's always better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, and don't put too much information about where you're going or where you're doing online. I think it's a good idea to, just in general, for women or people in general, to post things maybe after it happened.
That's
what I post where you're going, what you're doing, because that person may be, you know, showing up there when you're going to get there. So just know that it exists, know that there's a certain segment of the population that are going to be objectify people, and some genuinely might care about people with disabilities and just be attracted to that for whatever reason. Others really literally only care that you're a person in a wheelchair, and they want to know particulars about your body that might or be none of their business. And those are people that you may not, you know, don't give too much information, and be careful who you accept.
Exactly. If you guys are ever like around other people in wheelchairs, they will tell you that these people are called either devotees or admirers. Now, devotees are the ones that get really crazy, and they will make the fake profiles. They will do the stalking. They get
ask inappropriate
ask inappropriate questions and just get really creepy. The admirers are the ones that are just more awkward, I feel like, and they
want to marry a woman in a wheelchair, but so they actually are. They're not just about objectifying them.
Yeah, they are more about settling down and having a family, and, you know, falling in love and stuff more, which is fine. And I don't think that, you know, we're hating on anyone for that matter. We just want, like, I know girls that are, you know, in wheelchairs who are okay with both of these, this whole population,
Right.
and that's completely okay. But as someone who's a new injury, you know, and we didn't know it existed, we just want to give you all a heads up, just so you know. That's all.
Yeah.
We just want you guys to know and be safe. Don't ever put out there anything that you don't want anyone to know. I told her that I'm careful about what I post online and who I accept and everything. If I don't know them, I won't accept them on my private Facebook page.
Yeah.
The only things I will let them follow are my YouTube, my Instagram. I only have public pages, so you know, you're okay. It's okay to have privacy. Nowadays, like, I feel like people don't have much privacy, and people feel like they deserve to know every little thing you're doing and everything else, and we're allowed to have privacy and whatnot. So don't feel like pressure to add everyone who adds you on Facebook either.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's no reason that you need to. Just remember that, you know, you can make, like, maybe your Instagram account, like, follow me on there instead, you know, and just put things out there that aren't as personal, you know what I mean? So
Be smart, be safe.
Yeah. And with that being said, anything else you want to add?
I think so. We're having a great time at the Abilities Expo,
Yes.
and I love Barb, and I'm so sad that I have to go back to Louisiana.
I know.
So
I told my sister last night, I was like, I'm sad that one day's already done, because I'm going to have to say goodbye to Karen sooner. Like,
yeah, but I just feel like we're gonna make this happen over and over again.
Yeah.
Whether we are wearing crowns on our heads or not, this is a sisterhood
Yeah.
that's gonna last a lifetime.
yeah, like I said, me and her just,
Yeah.
it was like, I don't know, like, you know how people say, like, what, auras or whatever?
Yeah,
Like
right.
our aura is just, like, instantly, like,
Yeah.
like, aligned right away.
Yeah.
And I feel like me and her are, like, realistic, and we're just, like, I was told of the group, I was like, what, the voice of reason.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, she really is.
I feel like
there was a lot of drama. Barb was the voice of reason.
and I was the one who, like, got down to the bottom of it all and did all the research and stuff, but, like, I feel like Karen was also the voice of reason too. And I think that's why, is, like, I think our personality types are the same in a way, but not really. Like, we have different aspects, obviously, but I think we click for a reason. So I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm grateful I'm here in Boston.
Thank you for letting me be on your YouTube channel.
Yes,
I'm super excited.
I know. I'm excited too. So with that being said, we will sign off now. So thank you guys again for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click the notification bell to go ahead and get alerted anytime I post new videos. And if you guys like seeing these type of videos, give it a thumbs up. So maybe next time I have her, we can talk about another topic. And if you guys have any ideas of topics you want to hear about or discuss, go ahead and comment down below, and we will, next time we're together, we'll